As per the ruling of the Apex Court, the Speaker must initiate the process to formally constitute an impeachment committee in terms of Rule 129J to 129.0 of the National Assembly. And the Speaker is also legally required to formally refer the independent panel report to the newly constituted impeachment committee for further examination. And then also in accordance with the revised reading of the parliamentary rules, remember there's a Rule 129I where the ANC used to actually decide on whether the panel report should be tabled was an illegal rule. It was unconstitutional. So in accordance with the revised reading of the parliamentary rules, the Speaker must now formally inform the National Assembly of the independent panel report by tabling it through the appropriate journals of Parliament. Thereafter, the Speaker must provide the President of the Republic with a copy of the independent panel report as directed by the court. So all of this, Brother Inayat, has to then take place through proper timeframes with the appropriate institutional support, with all the procedural arrangements necessary to enable the impeachment committee to conduct its work effectively and fairly. So this is all that this is what we wanted, and this is what we got. And finally, the South Africans can see movement insofar as the Phala Phala issue, and we will know exactly the source of the money and what transpired at Phala Phala.
Yes, Nazir. And I think also, what is important to understand is this is the president's second term, and Phala Phala is still an ongoing issue, Larato. It hasn't been put to bed. And one would have expected from 2022 now, and that, this is an issue that required the urgent attention of the country and the nation, but particularly with regards to politicians. And Larato, just looking at obviously your leader, Ahmed Mashaba, and what he had to say is, this has been a national embarrassment for the country. He's saying that we have a president who refuses to resign. He is in his mind, and I'd just like to quote him, doing an excellent job for South Africa, but if we allow him to continue in this position, his focus is going to be on covering up his tracks on this indefensible Phala Phala saga.
No, thank you so very much. Good evening to my colleagues on the panel and to yourself. I'm not sure if it's a misquote, but we don't believe that President Ramaphosa is doing an excellent job for the party, for the country. We believe that President Ramaphosa is a very skilled politician who's able to evade accountability, who's able to smile through it all and remain calm through it all. We believe that he's an avid tactician. And Kase Soto, if I was to say it in my language, would say, meaning he's got a soft tongue, and he's very slippery in the way that he handles matters. But on this particular one, we are very clear. As Action SA, we've always been very clear. In fact, we were at the forefront of filing a prior application for IPID to release the report on Phala Phala and make it a public report, that it's not a classified report. And that's how we enter the fray. And accountability, it's for all of us. It's not for some. It's not for the few. It's not for the poor. It's not for the privileged. It's for all of us as South Africans. And we believe that the president, as the holder of the highest office in the land, has got a particular duty to demonstrate to the rest of South Africa that the Constitution of the Republic is absolutely the apex law of the land, that he has sworn an oath to uphold. And so if in fact we can exonerate him, or Parliament itself, as it purports itself to be a parliament of the people by the people, if in fact that is true, then he must be held accountable in the same way that all of us as citizens would be held accountable. He must be the exemplar citizen for all of us to follow. And if he is not, then those of us who believe that he should do better and hold him to a higher standard have a duty, fiduciary duty, to do so on behalf of the South African people. And that's really what has prompted ourselves to open a criminal case against him at the Bela Bela police station this morning.
Zama, I've seen the comments come through from the ATM as well, and the sentiments that have been expressed by ATM. You feel very, very strongly about this, to the extent that you've criticized the president, but also at the same time pushing for parliamentary accountability, supporting the impeachment process as well. And the point that Lerato makes as well, as a president, serving as an example to the country. And this is what we're not seeing, but also in terms of trying to divert by saying that, he would take this under judicial review as well. And just your thoughts from an ATM's perspective, how strongly do you feel about the position that your party is taking?
Thank you so much. Well, for the African Transformation Movement, we were not shocked when he was ducking and diving. It is his modus operandi. As people who have been part of this journey, when we instituted the investigation of the public protector, instituted the Section 89 impeachment process, instituted the IP'd investigation on the police. These are some of the things that we found out. One, the president, being a drafter of the Constitution, I'm speaking to how he is evasive. Being a drafter of the Constitution, knew very well that Section 96, subsection 2A, he was going to violate if he continues to get additional income or other paid work. But the president did not come clean, did not do any precautionary measures to see to it that he establishes a blind trust, as he said in a letter in 2014, when he was saying, in anticipation of the violations of the emir, that's what I would do. But he evaded when the time had come to actually do that. And also, number two, he knows very well that a 580,000 US dollars that is undeclared is something that is wrong in this country. Go to Mohammed Amin, a Mohammed Amin case where he was found with 544,000 US dollars. He was prosecuted. He forfeited the money, and also he was sentenced accordingly. Not only him, a student in 2018 en route to Hong Kong, 630,000 US dollars, same treatment. A Miss Potgieter in 2026, with under similar circumstances, all found the same treatment except for the president. And guess what? The president did not declare. When it came to issues of the burglary, the president knows very well Section 34 of PRECA, any money theft, any violations that include theft of money over 100,000 rand, they must be taken to a DPCI office. No, he didn't. He knows that the owners of the reporting PRECA 34 subsection 4E is in the member of the closed corporation. Did he take ownership of that? No. If you go to 31 questions that were given to the president by Busisiwe Mkhwebane, no, it did not answer. What did he do? Fired Busisiwe Mkhwebane. And to Galeka, he was requesting endless extensions. And when you come to parliamentary accountability, used his party to muscle their way and actually do what we now know as because of the Constitutional Court, as the evading of accountability, where Parliament was found doing that. Now, the list is endless of attempts by the president to run away from being accountable. This is why we're saying we were not shocked when he did that. It is within his modus operandi. This is why we must stand up against this.
You South African, of course. You anxious about the future. We've got you covered. Build on your wealth portfolio with Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange. Visit us at 151 Stephen Dlamini Road, Musgrave, Durban, or call us on 031 202 4700 for more information. Randry Jewelers Gold Coin Exchange, your passport to gold investment.
This Eid al-Adha, your Qurbani can reach someone who truly needs it. Across South Africa and Malawi, families are not thinking about celebrations. They are simply hoping for a meal. With Ashraful Aid, your Qurbani is delivered directly to those in need, making your sacrifice meaningful. Fulfill your obligation, feed a family, give hope this Eid. Visit ashrafulaid.org and donate today. Ashraful Aid, with humanity, for humanity.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic, Sharia, and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
Operation Qurbani, Maulana Timur will once again be taking a trip abroad for Qurbani. Many people in the villages live well below the poverty line and only eat meat on the days of Eid al-Adha. Support this cause at 2,170 Rand for 7 shares or 310 Rand per share. Contact Maulana Timur, Maulana Sajjad, Maulana Hamad or Maulana Abbad on 011 852 6324 or 072 299 9268 or 082 368 6866 or 072 697 0131 or 073 576 9786. All slaughtering will be supervised by a team of foreign and local ulama. Visit www.operationqurbani.org.za.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities. Conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities, your stay will be truly unforgettable as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Listen to Salam.
Thank you for the drama. Nazir, I think, obviously it is clear, and from what I'm hearing, all of you saying, Larato, yourself, and Zama as well, that the president cannot accept or escape accountability as far as this matter is concerned. And your parties are actually adamant that this needs to be done. And also looking at it from an EFF perspective, strategically as well, Nazir, is the EFF has been calling for this for a long time. Now with the ruling, the EFF has been vindicated, because this emphasizes that Parliament's previous actions with regards to the saga lacked proper oversight. And this is exactly what this ruling has actually proven as well. But the key issue here is, the question of Cyril Ramaphosa's ethical presidency has come under severe question by ducking, by diving, by dodging. And I'm sure the EFF, and also looking at the leadership within the EFF, is not going to let this thing go quite easily.
Can I just come through? Sorry, I'm so sorry, my colleague Nazir. I'm sorry. I'll patch you in the back when I come to Parliament soon.
Please don't.
May I just say, Mr. Wadi, I really have to step off right now, but I think that the colleagues that are on this panel are absolutely ourselves and themselves. We're on the same page with regards to holding the president to account. I am going to take something that came prior, and I will rejoin this conversation because I think it's an important conversation. But I don't think that we are at varium with regards to what needs to happen going forward. So I do apologize. I did communicate with your colleagues that this would happen. And so, Honorable Paulson, Mr. Nchona, we are all colleagues. We're all looking for the very same thing. And please forgive me, sir, for having to do this. I really, really do apologize. I will sign back as soon as I can, just in a few moments.
We understand and looking forward to you rejoining us, Lerato. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Brother Inayat, and so you are correct. The president can try whatever he likes, but the court explicitly referred the report of the independent panel to the impeachment committee as part of its final order. And that means that the Speaker of the National Assembly has also said that and reaffirms its respect, that Parliament reaffirms its respect for the judgment and will act in full compliance with the order and directions of the court. So, and also the judgment emphasizes that the Constitution demands constitutional obligations to be fulfilled diligently and without delay. So the court specifically noted that suspending its order to allow further debate or amendments would unduly delay a process of accountability. So the president can do whatever he wants to. The impeachment process will go ahead. And I think at the NEC of the ANC tonight, if those comrades are sober, they would do the right thing and recall the president from his position.
Thank you for that, Nazir. I see Jan has joined us as well. Jan de Villiers, Democratic Alliance, welcome and good evening to you, sir. If you could unmute your mic, please,
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
There we go.
Good evening to yourself and also to the colleagues from Parliament. Nice to be with you tonight.
Yes, Jan, obviously there are interesting dynamics that are playing out in the South African political landscape as a result of Phala Phala, and a lot is being put to the test. And this is particularly when we're talking about the government of national unity as well, where, previously where the call to impeach President Cyril Ramaphosa, where the ANC had a majority. That majority is now gone. We've got a government of national unity, and also at the same time looking at the Democratic Alliance and the DA's position. Now, a lot of reference has been made to previous remarks that were made by Helen Ziller in terms of managing this complex position that the DA finds itself in as far as Phala Phala is concerned, but also in terms of allowing this saga to destabilize the DA's coalition with the ANC as well. And just to understand from the DA's perspective, we've heard, obviously, Jordan Hill-Lewis provide a different context to this, talking about noting the serious judgment regarding the theft at Phala Phala as well, and the party saying that you will not shield any wrongdoing and will participate in the impeachment committee. But these are some of the positions that are being taken. Let's just get clarity on some of these things that are being reported and what the DA's position is.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. So, President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to take the Section 89 panel report on review, the DA just says that cannot and it should not be used to delay the work of Parliament. It is his legal right to approach the High Court, and the DA respects due process. We respect the courts and the rule of law. But President Ramaphosa should bring any review application with haste, and he should do it on an expedited basis, so that the legal position is clarified quickly, and this matter is not delayed unnecessarily. Parliament itself must now also take urgent legal advice on the implication of the president's incoming review, including whether it affects the establishment and the work of the impeachment committee, and whether the committee may proceed while the review is underway, which is really an important question. But given the serious constitutional consequences of this matter and obviously the massive public interest in it, Parliament must take the South African people into its confidence and share the legal advice it receives once it receives it. This whole matter must be handled lawfully, transparently, and with constitutional seriousness. So the DA will be guided by the Constitution, the rule of law, and the legal position before Parliament. And it has to be said, this remains an ANC-made crisis. It's rooted in serious unanswered questions about the president's conduct, and the ANC has a long record of shielding its own leaders from accountability. And the DA will not hold back on holding the highest office in the land or any person to account.
Thank you for that, Jan. Zama, let's just try and get into certain specifics and try and understand where the president talks about taking the matter under review versus the opposition parties calling for an impeachment process. And let's just try and understand these two dynamics that could be playing out in terms of ensuring that the objectives, obviously, of holding the president accountable are met.
Thank you so much. First, let me start by saying the president knows exactly that there is the sub judice rule. He knows that a matter that is in front of the courts of law is a matter that cannot be discussed in Parliament. This is why he went this route. Now, it is up to our lawmakers in Parliament to actually see with the legal advice if this is applicable in this instance. But the president, consistent with him evading answering questions, this is the route he is taking. And hopefully, in fact, he is hoping that if he takes it to the High Court and the High Court agrees with the Section 89 in independent impeachment committee, he will take it to the Supreme Court of Appeals and he will take it to the Constitutional Court, because he just wants to run down the clock till we get to a point where maybe he's out of office. So for us as the African Transformation Movement, we are looking at that critically. But there are admissions of the president. When he was closing the Limpopo conference, he said, I'm a farmer, I sell animals, and the proceeds, meaning the undisclosed dollars that were enclosed in couches, were proceeds from his game sale. This is why we believe that a motion of no confidence is necessary for the admissions of such an individual. I've already quoted 3 case laws here where individuals have actually done the same thing, or the environment is the same, and the president is exonerated or shielded. So we believe as the African Transformation Movement that the time is now, and I'm greatly encouraged to hear what the Democratic Alliance is saying right now, because some of what we need in Parliament as the Progressive Caucus is the kind of language that the DA is advancing right now. If the DA is going to allow itself to be used so as to remain in the GNU by protecting all asking as South Africans, because we believe that if the Speaker grants us the motion of no confidence, the DA could play a pivotal role to delivering that. That's if the DA believes that the exchange laws were actually violated, the PRECA law was actually violated, the human rights violations that were done without getting a warrant of arrest were done. If the DA believes that, then we believe that this president, who is unworthy of the throne, would be dethroned soon.